Simon, over the past couple of years, we've seen the transition from the femtocell to the small cell form. Can you talk a little bit about that transition and where you are today?
And more femtocells today providing 3G services than macro cells in the world. So femtocells have already arrived. What's less well talked about, though, is the fact that what we've created in that is a set of technologies, from chipsets and software through network interfaces, that are open and flexible. And what carriers have been doing, I would say particularly in the last year or so, is to drive us to take that model and extend it beyond the home and small office into big enterprise locations, busy outdoor metro locations, and even into rural places that wouldn't otherwise have got cellular service.
Rupert, you've had two announcements this week. The first one is around public access and small cells. What does that mean?
So as Simon was saying, the small cell technology was initially conceived of for in-home use, in-building use, relatively low power, a small number of users. And that's been a great success, and we've proven how well that works. The next step is taking it out into the wider environment. Higher power, more users, open access for places like convention centres where we are now, shopping malls, airports, busy street intersections, train stations. Anywhere where there are lots of people and the cellular network is getting crowded, congested, using small cells can be a very effective way of offloading that traffic. So the work that we've just done is an analysis about how that works from a network perspective, from an RF perspective, interference management, integrating with the macro network. How do you make this all work? How do you make sure these things will play nice together?
Okay.
The results are pretty incredible. That just for a very small number of small cells, public access small cells, you can offload a significant amount of traffic. So just adding one small cell per macro, you offload 21% of your traffic. Increase that to 4 small cells, which is a very small amount of capex by comparison with the cost of a large base station, and you're offloading more than half of your traffic, 56%. And what's more, not only do you offload that traffic, the people on the small cells get dramatically better service, more responsive, higher data rates, but the people who are still on the macro cell benefit as well because there's less congestion, less noise, and therefore their signal is improved. So it really is a win-win-win.
Andy, the second announcement involves value-added services as it relates to small cells. Can you talk about that announcement and what it means?
So what we've done at the forum is we've partnered together with GSMA, who has the one API that's deployed over thousands of developers using the system, and now we've included the Femto Zonal Awareness API, which is part of the small cell application programming environment. And we've allowed the development community to make access of the tool in a public way. So now developers anywhere around the world can develop for mobile operators anywhere around the world. They don't have to be in the spectrum of a specific mobile operator. They can still write those applications for that mobile operator. So some of the benefits include it's really a basic toolkit. You know, it's trying to build a house without an architectural plan. Now they have the tools that they can use to write their apps and test their apps, and it really gives them the ability to move so much forward, so much faster. We support basic things that developers are already familiar with, like HTTP, HTML, SOAP, and RESTful interfaces in the mobile carrier network. But unless they have the chance to test these tools out against this new emulator that we've introduced today, this is something that's really going to help them with their apps. And the apps are really open up a whole new area of development. So small cells allow you to have things like location-based capability consistently anywhere and everywhere. So sometimes in a building like this, you might not get a good GPS penetration, or you may be further away from good coverage area, you might not get a good triangulation. With small cells, you can really get that that small location capability anywhere consistently. So you can think of some shopping mall type applications like the open access that Rupert mentioned. We also have the femtocell case in the residential, where people can come home and have home reminders. They can use their mobile phones to control devices around the home, heat, air conditioning, security systems. So enterprise applications as well for secure data within the enterprise, connecting enterprise PBX using mobile phones. There's just a whole bevy of applications that are introduced now with this capability.
So Simon, over the past couple of years, we've talked about femtocells, small cells, DAS, and now Wi-Fi. What are the challenges for carriers in deploying multiple technologies?
Our relation between licensed spectrum small cells and unlicensed spectrum small cells, which basically means Wi-Fi, has been an ongoing topic through the forum, and we've been through kind of 3 eras. The first one was femto versus Wi-Fi. Were we trying to displace Wi-Fi? Was Wi-Fi better than femto or vice versa? And that never felt like the right place to be. We quickly moved that on to femto plus Wi-Fi. They're really complementary technologies with different devices providing different levels of quality of service, that for a carrier the opportunity to use your licensed spectrum is very helpful, but certain devices supporting Wi-Fi naturally fit there. Today I think we're in the era of femto times Wi-Fi, by which I mean they're actually better together. If, for example, you're sitting there with your iPad or other tablet device and you're wanting to watch a movie streaming, you want that to work, guaranteed, no stutter. And that lends itself very nicely to a licensed spectrum environment, perhaps LTE, where you can provide guaranteed quality of service. But at the same time, you may be running apps in the background, doing general browsing, good best effort stuff, would fit very nicely over the Wi-Fi. Now, so that opportunity to intelligently manage traffic simultaneously across femtocell and Wi-Fi networks goes beyond the concept of offload. It's an intelligent, fine-grained traffic management, and there's great benefits for the users and the carriers if you can do that right, with a single access point catering for both technologies, but also deep integration into the network. A few weeks ago we published the outcome of a detailed study we'd done into that set of opportunities, and we really have translated that into something of a wake-up call for the industry. There are several initiatives going on in various standards and industry bodies about making cellular networks and Wi-Fi work together seamlessly, but actually it's about so much more than that. If all that happens is we can occasionally transition between networks, we're really not realizing the best potential. And what we've called out is for an approach that really binds together the access point as a single device, whether that's carrying 3G, LTE, or Wi-Fi, or any combination of those, and the user as a single entity with a device that happens to support multiple technologies, and deep integration into the network in terms of billing, service management, continuity, and so on. So the opportunity is there, but the risk is there as well, that if we don't join these initiatives together in an appropriate fashion, that those opportunities are not really realised, and that's what we're working to achieve, getting the best blend of those technologies.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, thanks for joining us today. Hope you enjoy a great CTI show this year in New Orleans.
Thanks very much, Jeff. Nice talking to you.
Good.